Hello and welcome back to my YouTube channel. As promised, I am doing a video about how I change up my sitting room for the autumn winter months. But before that, I thought I would just show you an overview of my sitting room and dining room actually. Because when we first bought the house, the dining room was supposed to be here and the sofa on the other side. But we decided that this smaller nook was going to be perfect for us to have a more formal sitting room, if you will, downstairs, and it just made sense to have the dining room off of the kitchen. And we do like to entertain a lot, so we have quite a large dining table. I must say that it is a little tight, but that's what we have to make do with right now. So I thought before I start decorating, I was just going to go through the pieces I have in my sitting room. This grey sofa we actually bought. It is a sofa bed. It pulls out there from the bottom and you can use it as a single sofa bed, or you can lift it up and attach it side by side to the grey sofa and use it as a double bed. It's really quite convenient. And this is a wool rug, which I also bought from a company called Mio, where I bought the sofa. It was on sale, so my husband took me and we measured it out, and it would have been nice to have it a little bit bigger, but it works really well here. This little chair is a real gem. It was a gift from my mum to us. It was my father's old chair when he was a little boy. My father is with us no more, but my boys have used it a lot. My mother got it painted and redone so that we can have it here for our boys. This is a chest that I was given to by my husband's aunt. That is an old fisherman's net that we took up from the north. That big painting is done by my husband's aunt. Our house is full of her paintings. And on the side here, this brass desk lamp is also quite expensive, but I got it for my 40th birthday. I got a voucher to a store called NK here in Sweden, and I bought this with that voucher from my brother-in-law and sister-in-law. And that table was from a charity shop. That clock is from my mother-in-law and father-in-law. They had it in their house and we took that. And these are some linen curtains I bought at IKEA. But my mum is a great seamstress and she has sewn them so that they just sit flush on the floor, which gives it a real high-end tailored look, almost like we had it measured and made for the home. That single chair is also an antique. My husband and I bought that when we first moved into our flat. And this chest that I use as a coffee table is actually an 100-year-old chest that I found up in the barn in the north. I saw it. I absolutely loved it. It doubles up as storage. I will do a video about that one day, but it has lots of room inside for storage. I think they used it when they used to travel to different countries to take their clothes and things like that. And my husband really wanted to paint it, but I was like, that's not happening. I love the patinaed old rustic look. This Chesterfield, my husband and I love Chesterfields. We bought when we moved into this house because we really didn't have that much furniture, from a 42 square meter flat to a 126 square meter house. We really needed to up our game on furniture. So we bought that, and that was also, I think 60% off on sale when we first moved, also at Mio. So both sofas are bought from the same company as well as the carpet. And the tripod lamp we found at a hardware store actually on one of our rounds, and I absolutely love it. It's moved with me from the flat. So the single chair and the tripod lamp has moved with us from our previous flat, and the rest of the furniture is what we have accumulated since we moved into the house. So as you can see, everything is looking very bare. I stripped away everything I have for the summer and spring months. I like to keep it quite minimal. And now I'm going to start decorating for my fall and winter months that are to come ahead. And the only way I really change up this space is by adding throw cushions. These two cushions you see are skins. Those are the first two cushions that my husband and I ever bought together. They were about 15 years old. A plain blue one, didn't cost very much. But I do come to realize that, it's so easy to change up your cushions as and when you feel like it, because you don't pay so much for them these days, especially if you go to a place like IKEA. They're coming out with new designs at H&M and IKEA all the time, and you're spending sometimes at IKEA you can buy new cushions for $5 or 50 crowns or 29 crowns, or even H&M, they cost really not much at all, which allows you to feel less guilty about going out and buying more cushion covers. And that's all well and good. But as the years go by, it does add up. And I came to realize that I was spending quite a lot of money every season going and changing up or trying to buy one or two extra cushions. So what I did was I did go to one of my favorite shops, which is called Lexington, here at the outlet store I have in Barkarby, where I live in Sweden. And I bought some expensive cushions, but they were on 40% off. That was the red and the brown wool cushion, as well as this throw. I had been eyeing this throw for about 1.5 years, almost 2 years. It came out a couple of years ago at the same store, Lexington, and I really wanted to have it, but it was so expensive. I think it was like over £200 for this throw, and I was not about to pay that price, even though I was getting it for less, because I think you get 40% as a basic discount here at the outlet. But this summer when I went there with my mom, it was on 70% off, and I had to get it. I mean, that was just no question about it, because I couldn't stop thinking about it, and I saw it every time. I really, really liked it. So I went ahead and I bought it. I took my husband with me, because those kind of more expensive pieces we like to decide together in case he really hated it. I wasn't about to bring it into the home. And then, of course, I like to add all the things that I'm planning to use within the space together, so I can see how all the colors and everything I'm planning to use work together. As you can see, this works quite seamlessly together. The red is probably the only color that is a little bit stark, but the reason I have the red is because one of the birds up there in the painting, I will put in a picture just here for you to see, has red legs, and that red I draw in to the sitting room, and it also helps me set the mood and an easy transition for me during the Christmas months. Now, some Christmases I don't feel like using red, and I don't, but my husband loves the red. I mean, last year I used just very neutral colors, and he really missed the red, and he really asked me to add some, and I did add it in, and it did make for a very festive room. But so this year I think I'm just going to continue with that red theme, since he loves it so much. So I added the red cushion and some red accessories already onto my coffee table. As you can see, I'm shifting around the cushions, especially if you are just changing up the mood and style of your sitting room or bedroom or wherever it is with cushions, and you are not using the similar types of cushions like in the 80s, where you would use the same sort of cushions on either side, same sort of print, balance everything out. It is a little bit trickier now and harder when you're trying to mix and match, especially where I'm concerned. I love to have different types of pillows and cushion cover designs that work simultaneously together but are not exactly the same. It's the same with the furniture we have in the sitting room in the house. I don't like to have furniture that is all the same. I have never ever liked it, even before it became quite popular. I've always liked collecting pieces, curating pieces, and that's where my heart lies. I did have a cream sofa before that I had borrowed from my sister-in-law and brother-in-law. They wanted me to keep it for them, and then they took it when they moved to their new house, and then we bought this grey sofa. And in hindsight, I really wish that we had kept it, because This dark leather sofa was against the dark blue wall, and I think I like it a lot better. The grey sofa was just too high, so we had to switch places, but I can't wait for the dark leather Chesterfield to go back into its place against the dark blue wall there. And then we will probably sell the grey cushion. As you can see, I was playing around with my throws. I didn't really know where I wanted it, and then I thought I'd try this where it hung over from on the back of the sofa there, and I think I quite like it because it ties in all the colors very easily, and you can see it from the back. But having said that, this crease was just annoying me. I'm gonna have to turn it around. These sort of things really bug me, but as you can see from this view, I feel like everything's working really well with that throw over the back of the sofa. Now I've got these that are on the coffee table. I bought them last year, and I'm not really sure I like them that way. I find that things look like they're floating if they're not grounded in something or on something. But I did remember that I had this sheepskin that was also in that beautiful brown muted gray beige color. That too we bought on sale. My husband got a gift card. Well, he got to choose whether he wanted a gift card from the movie theater or from this store called Hemtex, and we'd already seen this that we were looking to buy, so he just chose that gift card, and that's what we bought for that. This glass bowl, I did a tutorial on how I did that. It was just some leaves I found out in nature. I added it in with a battery operated lamp, a light candle. This is the view from when I come down from the sofa. As you can see from my sitting room and my console, I try to keep both balanced, both in keeping with each other. And now you get a closer look at the coffee table. I'm moving things around. I found this brown wooden bowl I had, and then I transferred the antler and the candles onto the book, which looks a lot better, and the bowl as well gives the vase, a glass vase, a grounding, if you will. Looks so much better, and it's always so nice to have some circular shapes on a rectangular or square coffee table. It really breaks up all the straight lines that we have. Luckily, my sofas are quite curved. I don't have very many straight line sofas, so that helps when having a very straight rectangular coffee table. This is a bit of night footage of how it looks in the evening. It looks really mysigt, which is cozy in Swedish, and I am loving it at the moment. I might change it up. I never know with myself. Sometimes I go in and change things around and switch things up a bit, but for now this is the base I'm going to be having for the rest until it's time to change it all up again during the Easter and spring and summer months. Easter is when I change everything up. That's when I feel like I'm in the mood for something more light and airy, and that's when I decide to do a swap of everything in the sitting room and the whole house, really. So for now, this is where we are. It's nice and inviting and cozy. Really makes you want to get on the sofa with a cup of coffee in the evening and have a good chat or a cuddle with whomever you live with. Thank you so much for joining me this week, and I will see you in my next video. Bye bye for now, and have a good week.